Hello students, how are you all? We are in the fourth unit of your English textbook, that is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, written by Sri R. Venkatraman. We have finished two parts. Up to now, we have known what Ambedkar has contributed in making of the Constitution of our India, and even though born in a depressed class, made the law for our country, taken forward the Constitution of India. Now, let us get into the ninth paragraph. Even though Ambedkar and many others did lot of work in social sector, then also there were lot of things reminded in our society. Let us see, there was a annual report of Commissioner for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes. This commission stated there were several violations of law and order. There has been instances not following rules and regulations. That is, the members of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes has been discriminated, but Dr. Ambedkar's work will be truly completed when the social discrimination should completely eliminated from the society. The whole society should stay equal, no discrimination on any basis of caste, creed or anything. Let us get into the 10th paragraph. Dr. Ambedkar always stressed the importance of constitutional methods in order to get social justice. Ambedkar said the constitution will help people or provide people social justice. Here, grammar of anarchy was a speech. This speech was made one day before the constitution is to be adopted. That was on 25th of November 1949. In this speech, he stressed the movements that was practiced by our Indians. They are civil disobedience, non-cooperation, and the third one was Satyagraha. He mentioned these three, they were introduced by Mahatma Gandhi ji. These three are not bound under any law or order. This was before independence. The observation has a lot of importance in public hesitation. In the free independent India, this one thing you can use against the struggle, that is something unusual thing that is occurred to you. If the government goes against the people's, there stands rebellion. So the people has the right to revolt. When the government act without proper consent of people or against the people, the reasons for the rebel is when the unusual thing happens or when there was a national dictatorship. The revolt will not happen when there is a democracy, free and fair elections. Sometime something misdirection or unusual thing happens, results in loss of public property and public life. Let us move on to the 11th paragraph. 2500 years ago, Buddha had questioned about the caste divisions in India, and he said we should have valid reason for division. There should be divisions between noble and wholesome, ignoble and unwholesome. Noble is respected classes, wholesome one who has having all. Ignoble is those who are not respected and who are unhealthy in being. There was another Tamil poetess, Avai. She said, there are only two castes in the world. Those are charitable who give, they are considered as superior, and second one is the misers who do not give anything to others are called inferior. The only two divisions, that is, one who is charitable is superior and one who is miser is inferior. Many great sages and saints exposed emptiness of the divisions that were there in our great India. They tried to bring all the communities together and as one being, but the caste system had lot of power and structure that showed that still it firmly entrenched in our society. That is, this caste system still it present in our nowadays society. The paragraph number 12 explains, when the British were ruling our great India, there was divide and rule. In order to capture many places and rulers, the British exaggerated the caste distinctions and divided the Indian people further to strengthen the British strength and military. To control the whole India under their control, there were two great Indians, that is Mahatma Gandhi ji and Dr. Ambedkar, rejected the caste system and proclaimed or declared oneness among the Hindu community. We have to be one. Gandhiji was reminding the higher classes their duty towards the depressed classes. This is what Gandhiji did. Dr. Ambedkar did by telling their inherent right to equality with higher classes and more powerful classes. Here, Gandhiji stressed the duties, Ambedkar stressed the rights together. They wanted to bring unity among the Indians. They brought positive or true revolution of social thought in our India. Let us get into the 13th paragraph. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar passed away in December 1956. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of our India, gave the speech in the Lok Sabha. There he described Dr. Ambedkar as the symbol of revolt. As a person, he who continuously fought. I have no doubt, even if you agree with him or not, with determination and dedication and patience, sometime being harmful to his opposition, all did was kept people's mind awake, and he did not allow their mind to satisfied with oneself. He helped in the inspiring in those depressed classes' mind. The champion of depressed classes was died. Finally, the author Sri R. Venkatraman says, there can be no doubt the days is not so far, the day will come, Dr. Ambedkar's dream of Samata or equality will become reality. Take down the homework. First one, how did the 14th Amendment to the US Constitution and Mahatma Phule influence Ambedkar? Second one, what made Dr. Ambedkar describe the method of civil disobedience, non-cooperation and Satyagraha as the grammar of anarchy. Third one, how did Dr. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi try to wipe out the caste discrimination from India? Thank you.